Join me as I take on the challenge of living alone for a week to find out if it's really the key to true happiness. Living alone. It's a concept that's often romanticized in movies and TV shows, but what's the reality? Can living alone truly lead to happiness, or is it just a myth? I think many of us have grown up with the idea that living alone is somehow incomplete, that it's not the norm. And that if you're not surrounded by family or friends 24/7, then there must be something missing. But is that really true? In today's world, it's becoming more and more common for people to live alone, whether by choice or circumstance. But what does that mean for our happiness? Societal pressure can be overwhelming, and when we see people around us living with family or in big social groups, it's easy to feel like we're somehow lacking if we're not in the same situation. We might start to wonder, am I not good enough? Am I not worthy of love and companionship? And that's when the doubts start to creep in, and we start to believe that living alone means we're inherently unhappy. But what if we flip that script? What if living alone isn't a reflection of our worth, but rather an opportunity to discover who we truly are, outside of the influence of others? When we're alone, we're forced to confront our own thoughts, our own desires, and our own fears. We can't blame anyone else for our unhappiness, we have to take responsibility for it ourselves. There are so many benefits to living alone. For one, it's a chance to develop a sense of independence, to learn how to rely on ourselves and trust our own instincts. We can create our own schedules, pursue our own interests, and decorate our own spaces however we want. And let's not forget the silence, the blissful silence. No more arguing over whose turn it is to do the dishes, no more compromising on what to watch on TV. Of course, there are downsides too. Living alone can be isolating, and it's easy to feel disconnected from the world when you're not surrounded by people. You might have to handle all the household chores yourself, and that can be overwhelming. But here's the thing, those are challenges that can be overcome, and when you do, you'll realize that the benefits far outweigh the costs. I want to share a personal story with you. I know someone who lived alone for years, and at first, it was tough. They felt like they were missing out on social interactions, and they struggled to adjust to the silence. But as time went on, they started to discover their own passions, their own strengths, and their own values. They learned to love themselves, flaws and all, and they realized that they didn't need anyone else to complete them. That's not to say that living alone is the key to happiness for everyone. We're all unique, and what works for one person might not work for another. But for some, it can be incredibly liberating. It's a chance to break free from the expectations of others and forge our own paths. So what have we learned today? Living alone isn't inherently good or bad, it's just a choice. And whether it leads to happiness or not depends on us, as individuals. If we can learn to embrace our own company, to love ourselves, and to take responsibility for our own happiness, then the possibilities are endless. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you've had any experiences living alone, I'd love to hear about them in the comments below. And if you want to watch another video on happiness and lifestyle choices, be sure to check out on my YouTube channel.